Okay, I love you.
I love you.
I think you're wonderful.
I think you're amazing.
Yay! They think I'm amazing. Hello, Fall Might. It has been a few days. I hope you can hear me, because, like, I said hi to you. Hi, Skittish! Hello! What are we ranting about today? Whatever the fuck I want, honestly. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Ban me? I'm not big enough to be banned. I don't even make a media circus around it. What's the point in banning me? I shouldn't tempt fate. I really shouldn't tempt fate. You know, there is something I do want to rant about. Cold sores. You know why? Whatever ape evolved with herpes, I want to kick their ass. Because, like, hot damn, dude. I have a cold sore right now, and this shit sucks. Not gonna lie. I'm sorry if that grosses any of you out, but, like, I'm just being honest with my frustration. Just stream on Cornhub, we would follow you. They don't allow streaming on Cornhub. It's been a while since I hopped in. No, it's fine. You have a life. You have life outside of this. And I appreciate you taking care of yourself. Instead of denying your personal health. I appreciate you taking care of yourself. Because I'm always going to be here. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. Even though, like, you guys are the only guys paying me because TikTok is stupid. YouTube, I need more hours on. And Twitch is Twitch right now. So, like, working on it. Pregnant life gets pretty busy. Aww. You're pregnant? Dude. Dude, is it a boy or a girl? Wait, no. Nah, I want to know. Is it a boy or a girl? I must know. I must know the secrets. As I wait in anticipation for the answer. Yep, due mid-April, little girl. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, have you decided on a name? If you haven't decided on a name, might I suggest Riza or Rose? Because I keep suggesting Rose to people, and no one ever fucking takes me up on Rose. If you already have come up with a name, don't ignore me, please. I am just the worst kind of person. going to be having a D&D session, so I'm lurking. Aramis, you're always lurking, buddy. It's okay. I understand. You got D&D. You got commitments. You got good shit going on. Speaking of D&D, I'm going to be trying to get my own group together here pretty soon. Not online, in private. Even though I would love to do something like what Critical Role does, but like Critical Role has like the backing of major actors and tons of money thrown at it, and I'm like one dumbass with a very little funds to work with. Honestly, how I continue to function is beyond me. On the upside, my partner's present for my birthday has finally arrived. It's a desk. She got me a desk. You guys do not know how happy I am about mundane stuff like that. I love that she got me a new desk. My partner is great, and I love him so fucking much. Which, by the way, they're home now, so like I'm super happy. They're home, and I get to hug them and snuggle them and kiss them. Well, I can't kiss them right now because like I have a cold sore, and that shit sucks. Stream is laggy for me, so I'm having trouble answering quickly. Name we decide is Lilith, much to my mother's dismay. Fuck what your mother thinks, it's your kid! I tried posting a link to a Discord of someone else I'm supporting on Patreon. Hey, it's me, Fama! Hi, Fama! And Robot, why did you try posting someone else's thing here? Not saying, not giving you shit over it, just wondering. Because like, there is stream etiquette a little bit here. Okay, why is Fall Might a traitor? What did Fall Might do? What did he do, Farva? Why is he a traitor? He left early on the 12-hour stream. Dude, I left on the 12-hour stream. Granted, that's because I was not feeling good. She went completely religious Bible thumper on me about... Okay, give me a moment to paint this exhaust port on this guy, and then I'm getting to your mom. giving it to someone's mom. Like, let me get my pants off. You don't want to fuck a Christian Bible thumper, my guy. That is the most vicious and angry sex you'll ever have. It's not even love fucking. It's just hate fucking. Because I am convinced that a lot of Christians around the world, that like a lot of these Bible thumpers, do not have love in their hearts. He was happy you were there. Aw, see, you guys can get along. That makes boss real happy. Okay, so I don't know how many of y'all are Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, or whatever, and at the end of the day, it's your religion, it's your belief. Don't force it on me. Thank you very much. We have a good day. Hey, you are allowed to practice and worship your deities and shit however you wish. So Bible-thumping Christians are the worst kind of people in my book. Because they feel entitled. They act entitled. They believe that the fucking soil they walk on is theirs to walk on, and that anybody else either needs to get out of the way or join them. And the saying goes, ain't no hate like Christian love, is massive in my book, because most Christians I've met have been rather fucking hostile to me. And it's mostly because I do the one thing that they don't do, and that is ask why. And they get mad at me for asking them why. Now, again, I don't know, Skitty, I don't know your relationship to your mom very well. I don't get to judge. But Bible thumping really gets under my skin, especially when it's someone else telling you, or I, or anyone else for that matter, how to live their fucking life. It is not up to a book to tell you how to live your life. And by the way, I am more scared of Christians becoming murderers, because a lot of them have admitted if murder wasn't illegal in the Bible, I would have murdered you already. And I'm like, if a book is telling, if the only reason you haven't stabbed me or shot me is because of a book, there are some major fucking implications with that. So, like, either you need to get your head out of your fucking ass so fast. Can I come on mic with this? Sure. Let me just hop into my Discord chat. By the way, quick promotion for myself. If you want to join in on these Discord chats and rants with me, all you gotta do, go into my Patreon down below. All you gotta do, join in on the Patreon. Rather rocky for a while. Oh, okay, so you're fine with me going on like a fucking tirade against her? I'm gonna continue this.
Okay.
Well, let me finish my thing first.
Okay.
I'm advertising. I have to learn how to sell myself.
Yeah, you hooker.
Oh, daddy. Anyway. So, please, support me on Patreon. And if you can, please, go subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. I would very much appreciate it. I need watch hours. I want to do this as a full-time career. Thank you guys very much for all the support you have given me thus far. Okay, preach away, brother.
Okay, I will say this, and please do not hate me after this. I was raised Christian. I still technically am because I follow some things, but fuck the fucking church and everybody who steps foot in it, those blind motherfuckers. Every time I try to point out a little problem with the faith and the way we should be looking at it and how we should be approaching things, you know how fucking mad they got because I fucked with what the preacher was teaching them? And it's like, you dumb motherfuckers, it's a book. It's the guideline of to be a good person, yes, but it's not a way to live your fucking lives, asshole! Like, holy shit! Like, oh, we don't drink because we're Christian because the alcohol is bad for you. Fuck off! Jesus drank wine and got drunk. Get over yourselves. He fucked whores. He hanged out with the fucking worst of the worst. And you act like you're an upright fucking prick? Get down in the mud with the rest of us.
Poetic as fuck. Jesus.
Oh, dude, I've had this fucking... There was a time where I was going to write an entire fucking sermon. Ask the preacher if I could do it, have him review it, because I actually had a preacher at one point that would have let me do it. I would have called everybody out in the fucking church to the fucking heavens on all their fucking shit. And probably made a bunch of people in town hate my ass, because I fucking hate how Christians... I have a buddy. I love this guy to death, and he became a preacher. One of my best examples of why he should have never been a preacher is... We were at work one day, and a buddy of ours who doesn't believe asked us the most question. He goes, so if I don't believe in God, where do I go? And he asked me first, and I went, well, honestly, because I don't know and have the answers of what is right and what is wrong, I believe you would go to hell because you don't believe, but that also doesn't mean that I'm right. You know, it depends on what you believe and where you go. So when he turned to my buddy, who is now a preacher, and asked him, he's like, oh, because you don't believe in God and all this, you're going to hell. I'm like, dude, you cannot answer that way. The worst part is the guy has never drank, he never partied, never did any of that things. And how are you supposed to be a preacher to lead people from that shit if you want to help them without having an understanding of how to help them?
So
why are you that fucking stupid?
So Skittish says, we tried to find Lilith in the Bible in the context she was implying and found nothing. When she told me I was not reading the right Bible, I asked, was Memna reading the wrong Bible? Mima. Because that was the one I researched it.
Yeah.
There is no wrong version of the Bible. What the fuck?
So the problem is that reason why I understand what you're saying is like, so I grew up and I still read it, and if I ever decide to read of it, I read out of the New King James Version, which there's multiple different versions of the Bible, which the different wording and the writing, this is where it fucking pisses me off, is that the different groups of Christianity have different Bibles that are written such a different way where you'll get a different answer every fucking time to the same question because nobody knows how to translate it from Hebrew, from the proper old Hebrew. They say they can, but there's certain words that do not have an English translation. So they have to translate it through 3 different languages just to translate it, which then it comes out wrong.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to flare up such a sore spot.
Not to mention, hi, by the way.
Yeah,
who's this?
Sorry,
Who's in here? Oh, hi, Prof.
Yeah, not to mention, by the way, there's plenty of books missing from the fucking Bible. Thank you. See ya.
Because they fucking burnt them or destroyed them or hid them.
Hi.
Like half of this shit is like, it's just, like, again, I will say this. I still follow the religion loosely to the sense of I am not a Christian. I am not Protestant. I'm not Catholic. I'm not any of that shit because I believe I am a truth seeker. I want to know the truth. I will question it. I have brought some scientific facts into it, and I have even questioned and brought Mormons down to questioning their own faith to a point of like, what the fuck are we doing? Because it's like,
ask.
Yeah, I know, because I literally use science. I literally use science and the Bible together and take their Book of Mormon and literally go, it literally states in the Bible, there is no other book but the Bible. And yet they're reading out of the book. And I question them, like, do you read out of the Bible or the Book of Mormon during your church, during your Sundays? It's like, oh, the Bible. I went to a sermon once, and they were reading out of the Book of Mormon the entire fucking time. I called bullshit on them. I caught them in the fucking red-handed, and they couldn't look me in the eye. Because they don't read out of the Bible. They read out of the Book of Mormon, and the Bible's just sitting there.
I thought with Mormons, essentially the Book of Mormon was the Bible. for them.
Every time someone says Mormons, I'm just thinking of that South Park clip. Yes, it was the Mormons.
The Mormons.
The
The answer was
Mormons
Mormon.
were correct.
Yeah, the answer was Mormon. I'm sorry for you others.
No offense against Mormons. I've had some really nice Mormon people. There
Yeah.
are really nice people. It's just, I'm sorry, but your religion is a fucking hoax because they
Well, it
literally
was a
do
cult, but...
Yeah, but it's the fact is that it's you have the Book of Mormon beside the Bible, and there is some passages that kind of line up, but it's almost like somebody took the Bible and just changed some of the wordings to line up with it and read it in like a North American manner.
Okay, so I need to explain some things here. And first off, Skittish Kitty, you are fine, my friend. Do not stress about a thing. This is entertaining for me, and I love this. Anyway,
this is about the most he gets to see me blow up, so...
Secondly,
Yeah.
there is historical context to why all these changes happened, and they all have to do around the Crusade states. Because back then, fun fact, the Bible abhors murder and killing, i.e., so what was the hardest thing for kings to do back in the day to defend their country from invading raiders, and as well to go conquer your neighbor's territory to expand your own?
It's why the Templars existed. It's why shit existed and all that fucking shit. It's why the Crusade happened. But at the same time, you actually go back even digging deeper into a lot of this old history back in the churches at the time. It wasn't the churches who acknowledged it didn't want them. It was the kings took these overzealous knights that preached bullshit. And it was like... And they literally threatened the church's life, said, if you say a damn word about us doing this, we will kill all of you and replace all of you. Even the Vatican at one point, back in the day, could not stop them. They didn't even order it. But because the kings were using it as power and leverage, because they saw the power in it. It's why, it's always said that if there's ever apocalypse, the most controlling thing you can do, the easiest way to gain people's trust is to preach a religion, because it gives people hope. And that's what people grab onto is hope.
Me books and things about how Christianity and science fit together finally decided to damn me to hell when I was like 15 years old. Okay, so I need to say something to you all here. I am an atheist. Yeah. I do not believe there is a God. I do not believe there can be a higher being like that. If there is, they're a fucking wizard. You can't tell me otherwise.
And that's fine. So it's literally just that is you, and that's.
And I was raised in a household that believed in kind of a mixture of Christianity and Catholicism, which is very weird because my dad hated organized religion. As he put it, no one religious group should have that much power. And I'm like,
shouldn't.
And I'm like, oh, okay, because I was a dumb, stupid kid and I never really questioned it. And then come the day where I am so fucking depressed in grade fucking 4 that I pray to God in my bed and I hear nothing. I get nothing. And I am told from the day that I could fucking speak that God loves his kids and God will take care of you. And my response is, well, then God's a pretty shit fucking dad if you ask me. Fucking walks out, fucking gives me to my mom, and then fucking just leaves for milk. What the fuck?
He left for cigarettes and never came back.
Exactly.
So funny enough, the way that was described to me on this was he wasn't going to actually answer you in what we consider like words or hearing a voice in our head. Like, it was described as, oh, you'll be guided to do the right thing. And it's just like...
Oh, yeah, that's...
So the right thing was being guided into atheism. Got it.
Laughs in Norse pagan.
Fallmite says, I fully believe that Jesus was... He was a socialist! Oh my god! Jesus in the books is written as if he's a fucking communist. Holy shit! And then he's killed... Also, just want to say this.
Fucking Democrats!
That's not even getting on the fact that everybody in this country likes to portray Jesus as a fucking white guy.
No, that man is brown as fuck. You cannot tell me otherwise.
He's a brown...
I know, right? And then everybody gets upset when you actually portray him in the right skin tone. It's like, that's the color you would have been, asshole! Oh, it's just so stupid. God. Like, again, I consider myself a truth seeker because I want to know the truths. Am I going to deny somebody tells somebody they're wrong? Hell fucking no. Am I going to tell Boss that being an atheist is wrong? Hell no. That's his decision. That's his prerogative. I'm just sharing my fucking bullshit of why I'm done with the fucking churches in the first place. Because the thing is, you get raised of this, all these people of, I am better than thou of them sinners. I'm like, dude, didn't you realize no matter what you do and how much time you spend at church, you're still a fucking sinner? Because humans are genetically imperfect.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of my favorite lines is, you know, and the churches used to spew this one, and I rewrote it. And when I started telling people what it actually meant, people started getting pissed off at me and explaining, like, yeah, you're still in the mud as all the other sinners in the world. Is that when there's a line that says to be like Jesus Christ, and everybody's like, oh, to be perfect like him and all this. I'm like, no, you fucking idiots. What it means is have the mercy, grace, forgiveness, and passion he had for us for dying on a fucking cross. That's what that fucking meant. So that means you're still fucking mud because you can't be perfect. You're genetically imperfect. You can't achieve that. He knows it if he actually exists.
So
he wouldn't fucking just set you down a path of you can be perfect when you can't.
I respond with
it's like saying Odin can be.
I respond with thusly, for someone who loves his kids so much, he often tends to get his kids killed more often than not.
Oh,
you mean like the God Emperor?
Here's the thing: the God Emperor
wow.
The God Emperor sent his kids out into war, and everybody knew the repercussions of war. All the Primarchs had no repercussions. Like, oh yeah, I could fucking die out here. They all knew what would happen if they went to war, so they were all prepared for it. Jesus was just kind of put in the world with like a vague task, and then he was sent off to die. I am the black sheep of the family, aside from like a cousin, because I think like you guys on religion.
So
Jesus.
So can we just say that maybe the Emperor might be a better dad than God?
Hi, Shadow.
Yeah, because at least he was being honest about what his sons were supposed to go do.
Well, here's the thing.
What his goals were.
So, something that people need to understand about the Emperor: he's not a god, and yes, he acted like one, but he never claimed to be. He was just 1,000 souls in one body, all acting on one personality, and that personality turned out to be fucking Mecha Hitler.
Yeah, you can't really escape that, but yeah, it's just like Christianity, Catholicism, all of them, even what's the one over in fucking India? It's
Hinduism?
The Quran? No, the book with the Quran.
Oh, that is Islam.
Muslims? Islam. So you want to know? Want to know something that's really funny with Quran?
Sure.
You want something really funny? If you start at the beginning of that damn book, the person who originally started writing it was one of the Adam's sons he cast out. Yep. It was written by Cain. If you actually go back and look at it and compare it to the Bible, because it is based off the Bible, and whoever wrote it, because it is mentioned that it's somebody who came from that direction. It's written by Cain, because Cain put himself in exile.
Remember, children, Cain killed his brother because he gave God wheat crackers. Well, Cain gave him a steak.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard it put that way before, but oh my god, it's so.
But it's really funny. It's the stupid of like, oh, Islam hates Christians and Christians hate Islam. You idiots, you're from the same family.
Also, just want to say this. Yep. How morally good is God that, like, he didn't get mad at Cain for killing his brother. He got mad at him for having the gall to fucking lie about it. Listen, killing your brother, cool shit. Lying to me about it, get fucked, idiot.
Then again, you are getting into Old Testament God versus New Testament God.
I do not give a shit. They're the same thing to me.
It's the same fucking asshole. The only difference is that instead of being one asshole, he became 3 assholes. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because
Skittish.
in the Old Testament, it was God the One. In the New Testament, it's God in the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost. So instead of being one asshole being rude, it's like he split himself into 3 assholes that just can't do half the shit he could do before.
I feel like someone's gonna like upload this to like some religious Reddit, and then I'm fucked as an individual.
Fails.
I'm sorry.
No, this isn't a live stream. No, a live stream fails like if I try to like do something and biff it horribly.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how these new kids do their social medias. And
I don't
whatnot.
know how. I don't know how these new fucks continue to do things. I don't know what this Reddit and all this other shit is.
How do you send a crow over this Twitter? It can't go through the glass box.
Skittish Kitty says, "I'm over here like my people. I found them." Skittish, here's something. I want everybody to know something about my community. As long as you are not an asshole, as long as you come in being a genuine individual, as long as you are being a good person, you are welcome in my community. Full on.
Wait, then how did I get in here?
Because I like you. So you are a good person.
I don't know about that.
You're a good person.
Say, Parva, I'm an asshole too, and I'm still trying to figure out how I got in here.
Well,
Did we lie on the exam?
To be fair, you both paid to get in here, so like. And then I promoted Farva to mod because like he could be tough on things that I need him to be tough on.
Yeah.
Where's my 2x4? Power Man needs to not hitting you in the dick.
Oh, so getting off this religious tangent now.
Yes.
I have to ask,
sorry.
what'd you guys think of my new TikTok today?
Oh, the guardsman one?
It was
Yeah.
great.
It's fucking amazing.
I love that.
Hi, Shadow Mage.
Hi, it's been funny listening to you guys rant.
By the way, I said hi earlier, and I know you responded back to me. I tried to draw attention to you.
I'm sorry. I got on a tangent. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. You're fine, Farva. Don't worry.
Am I though?
But yeah,
You're good.
My community is open to everybody that is kind and polite, regardless of your religious, political, sometimes political. Hey,
Only if you give him money, though.
Skittish, you're hosting me? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
So anyway,
Hey, zombie. I like zombies.
yeah, I need custom stuff. I need custom art, and I'm working on it.
It's okay. I don't blame you.
I also need to update like everything, but yeah. So like, regardless of your sexual orientation, gender identity, religious fundamentalism, and some political beliefs, I do not allow Nazis in my chat. They can fucking die in a hole.
Yep.
I don't know if that's like gonna get me fucking banned off of Twitch because I said that.
Yeah, it's fine. Rowboat, I guess you're just gonna have to watch and find out. Who knows? He may become a demon prince. He may just get fucked. The Inquisition could use him as bait.
No, so
Who knows?
Okay, so I need to explain this to people because they are missing the joke entirely. The joke is that these are such ridiculous concepts that no one would ever fucking believe them when they say it. And that's the point, because 40K has always been everything is canon.
Until it's proven it's not.
Until it's proven it's not. There are books in 40K that have been written to basically rewritten as, nope, these are heretical works. These truly did not happen, but they are still there in the lore.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I just because of listening to the Dark Imperium books, is that Lily states that these are they're rewriting the story from second edition of the Dark, or this is the second edition of the writing and telling of the Dark Imperium.
It's literally just a timeline edit of 100 years down to 10.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so fucking stupid, but okay, whatever.
It's still good books. I just finished the first one.
I have it where they say it's 100 years as an audiobook.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, great.
I want to get the next book because actually it's been very interesting, but I also just got the new Twice Dead King Ruin book and the new Caiaphas Cain book, and I'm really excited for both of them.
Okay, so I'm going to say this right now. The Robu Gulliman books, so Dark Imperium and Plague War have been some of my favorite books that I have read thus far in recent memory. And here's the reason why. The entire scope of the book is Gulliman trying to get a handle on the Imperium as a whole. He's trying to learn about it, he's trying to understand it, and he's not doing a good job at it. And he's trying to control everything, but as he's finding out in these books, he can't control everything, and it's frustrating him. Because the Inquisition actively gives him pushback on a lot of his orders, because, as they put it, you have no authority. And he responds with, I am the literal son of the goddamn Emperor, and I will fucking kill you if you do not do as I say. And then the Inquisition says, make me. And
it's
so
like a brat sub.
Yeah, and plus Gulliman is not doing himself favors politically, because he keeps doing things that freak people out. So, like, there's a chapter in the book where Marnius Calgara recounts just following Gulliman into his room because he was ordered to. And Gulliman, and by the way, Gulliman's room was never touched for 10,000 years. No one ever set foot in there. No one ever did anything in there. They didn't touch it. And the only person to ever go into that room was Marnius. And so he sees Gulliman just pick up this ancient sword and start twirling it around like a knife. And he's like,
He's gonna
he actively goes, he's handling ancient relics like it's nothing. Like it's like he's been gone for a day. He comes home and just picks up a steak knife and goes, so you mind telling me what you fucked up today? And like Gulliman is chewing him the fuck out for something that he did, and he's not paying attention because he's so fucking mesmerized by Gulliman just twirling this sword around. I'm sorry that was loud. But oh my god. It is so painful. And like you feel the pain in Gulliman's words when he has to talk to somebody that isn't surprisingly Uriel Ventress, Cato Sicarius, or some of the Primaris Marines. He talks to those guys like it's nothing. Like he relates to them. He's happy to be around them. Anyone else, it's painful for him.
Yeah, because they've been around since he's been gone. Where the fucking Primarchs are like, or the Primaris are new. Yeah, and
the reason why he likes Cato and he likes Uriel is because both of them remind him of Captain Thiel.
Yeah.
And Thiel, by the way, is one of the best characters in the Horus Heresy. I will die on this hill for him. Anyway,
this hill you die on?
Oh, God. And then there's Frater Matthew. Oh, my God. Frater goddamn Matthew. By the way, spoilers for the books. Spoilers for the books. Yeah. So if you want to read the books, mute me now.
Go away. Stay viewing, just mute.
So, Frater Matthew is one of these priests in 40k that Gulliman actually kind of respects. Because, unlike the other priests in 40k, who just use their status to get money, get rich, go fuck off to like some resort world, and never show their face again. I was trying to find a Discord link, but can't find it. Has it not been added in there in command? I don't know. It did show it. Oh, are you on my Patreon? It's in my Patreon. Hold on. 1 sec. Sorry, someone paid me money, so I have to pay attention to them, like, instantly.
Hey, you're a good slut like that.
Yes, I am a good slut. Pay me, throw me money, Daddy. Anyway.
I have.
I know you have, and I appreciate you so much.
Hey, or mommy, let's not discriminate.
Yeah, so it's literally the first thing that would pop up on my main page there. it says link to the Discord, which should open up to you if you pay the $7.50 a month. And by the way, that's $7.50.
Yeah. If you paid the entry fee into the club, you can get
Oh,
into the
yeah.
club.
So you need to pay the $7.50 to get in. $5 only just supports me. Anyway, so while you do that, if you do that, don't feel like you have to. So Frater Matthew, Gulliman likes him because the guy is genuinely a nice person. And Gulliman makes him his ecclesiarchy representative in the books.
Well, he also likes him because he's not just a fucking lose his fucking shit priest fucking zealot.
Yeah. So I had to clip that noise. Anyway, so talking to Matthew, Gulliman really strains himself because Matthew's like, "Oh, don't worry, my lord. I can save you from your ignorance." And then Gulliman just stares him dead in the eye and says, "Did you just call me fucking ignorant?" And he goes, "Oh. Well, no, but you do understand that I'm just trying to save your soul." And Gulliman just leans over and says, "Whatever is left in me is not worth saving." And then just leaves the room, ends the conversation. And I laughed so hard at that because Gulliman didn't even give him the light of day. He just said, "Don't bother," and walked out. And then, oh my god, there is a really painful point in the second book, Plague War, between Cato and Matthew. And Cato, if you guys don't know in the lore, so at the beginning of 8th edition, Cato and his ship got trapped in the warp. So this poor fucker got to experience a demonic incursion on his ship for a straight 30 days, as he puts it.
30 days in the warp. That's not real time.
Yeah. He got spewed out a year later. So this poor bastard is standing there on the deck of his ship, of his Primarch ship, staring out into space, kind of zoned out because he's going through PTSD. And then Matthew comes along and says, "Oh, it's so beautiful out there, isn't it?" And Cato snaps at him and he's like, "When the fuck did you get here?" And they get into a conversation. And they get into a conversation about the divinity of the Emperor. And Cato used to be like a Bible thumper kind of a thing. Like when you read his old lore, he was constantly sucking the Emperor's dick. He was constantly on about the Emperor looks down upon me with favor. The Emperor has granted me victory this day. In this conversation, he does a complete 180 and says, "I sat there and watched all of my men get torn apart, eaten alive, die by plague, and die in the most horrific ways you can ever imagine. In some ways you couldn't. Where is the divinity in that?" And stared Matthew dead in the eye and said, "If you come and pray beside me ever fucking again, Gulliman's gonna be looking for a brand new priest." And walked away.
Walk away. Just walk away now.
I.e., Matthew really outstays his welcome by the second book.
Well,
And-
it's a priest. A priest always outstays his welcome.
And then, in the same book, they end up going to this planet to stop Mortarian's plan, which would turn a lot of Gulliman's empire into plague worlds. So basically, like, demonic realms of plague. Also, what the fuck is that noise? Okay, it's gone now.
That's probably a compressor. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
so no listening.
On this planet, they find a miracle worker. Like, this little girl. She's, like, 5 years old. And, like, this guardsman commander and this sister of battle are about to get run over by a blight drone. And this little girl stands up on this rubble pile, and the plague that's about, like, the acidic plague that's about to be shot out at all of them turns to pure water. Like, the water is so clean you can drink it off the floor, kind of a thing. And she destroys the blight drone by just existing beside it.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't got to the second book yet, so this is good.
So, the girl is paraded through this city as if she's, like, God or something. And when Kato gets down there, he's just like, okay, so who's the commander in charge here? And the guy who just basically got his ass saved and can't explain what the hell just happened says, yeah, that'd be me. And he's like, oh, good. Do you mind explaining to me what the hell is going on? And, of course, the commander explains it as best he can. And he's like, I don't know if she's a psyker or not. And Kato responds with, I don't care. I'm reporting this to Gulliman immediately. And so Gulliman, not wanting to take chances, basically puts the girl on house arrest. And has a Primaris Marine, a Sister of Silence, and an Ultramarine along with the Imperial Guard commander, who, by the way, we get to know this guy intimately, and it's so depressing. It's so depressing what happens to him. Because he talks about, like, this girl cannot be much older than my little girls. And I'm like, yes, I see. That's the writer telling me you're gonna fucking die. But, anyway, so Freighter Matthew is so convinced of this girl's divinity that, like, she will change the tide of the war on this planet. And, like, she will drive off the Death Guard and Mortarion and their evil schemes. But first, they have to liberate her from this prison. And he convinces a squad of Sisters of Battle to do it.
Fuck, Sisters of Battle, being fucking Sisters of Battle!
And so, these sisters break into the facility, killing guardsmen along their way, i.e. friendly fucking fire, all throughout this facility, and then they plant melta charges on the door to the little girl's room, blow the door open, kill the Ultramarine, kill the Custodes, and kill the Sister of Silence, and kill the guard commander, who tells them, I am not letting you take this little girl to die. And then they fucking blow his brains out. I was livid at that scene. I was so pissed. And yes, she does end up actually saving Gulliman from Mortarion, because Mortarion's a cheating little bitch and can't fight honorably. Which,
Yeah,
to be
but
fair,
it's
Gulliman
Mortarion.
expected.
Yeah, because it's Mortarion.
Also, by the way, this is my favorite part in the book, where Gulliman just gives a scathing remark. We still talking about heresy spoilers? We're talking about Dark Imperial, Plague War spoilers.
By
Which,
the way, can we change the title from Paint Night, Phobo Marine to Story Time with Boss?
Nah, because I am painting Phobos Marines as I'm talking about it.
Well, you could be also Story Time.
I'd have to edit the YouTube title later, but I can just, watch this shit. Watch this.
But I know. Can he
And
change it during the stream?
Stories. Done. And stories. Look, magic. I'm magic. Let me go. I did it.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a wizard, Harry. Anyway, so
You're a wizard, Dave.
this entire Gulliman and Mortarion get into a duel, and it's epic, it's awesome, standard fare, standard shit. And then Mortarion says, "Gaze upon me, Gulliman. Gaze on power that you cannot possess, and gaze upon utter success," kind of thing. And then Gulliman laughs at him. Straight up just laughs at him, and Mortarion goes, you mock the embodiment of death itself. And Gulliman just stops laughing, stares him in the eye, and says, I want to hear none of it from a little bitch who claimed that he was the toughest of us, but gave in the final hour to escape death. If you were the Mortarian you claimed to be, you would have fucking died on that ship 10,000 years ago and spared us this fucking mockery. I.e., Loki just telling his brother, you would have had a lot more balls if you just died in a corner.
Yep, pretty much.
And Mortarion is, like, taken aback by, like, how straightforward Gilliman is. Because, like, he's like, you are not the political brother I remember you being. And he's like, you don't fucking deserve to be treated with respect.
Also, hi, Aramis!
Hi, Aramis! But
It's
yeah.
okay, I noticed you. Senpai noticed you.
Senpai?
Ooh, senpai.
Oh, wow, I undeafened myself at the worst possible.
Yes, you did. But
You
yeah,
just got a full ooh right in your ear.
I just got a full earful of this announcer. Ooh, senpai. Oh, God.
You got a problem with me saying uwu senpai? I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with...
Hey,
cringe.
Professor, Prof.
What?
Ooh.
But yeah, so are we on Discord? Yeah, we're in Discord. We're just hanging out and chilling.
I invaded and other people followed.
Also, Skitty, I'll do something nice for you, considering that, like, you're pregnant and I fully understand I'm going to accommodate you. If you send me in a whisper on either Twitch or, if there's any way to contact you, let me know, and I'll friend you on that, and I'll send you a link to the Discord. Oh, her friend group is 98% furries. I rescind my invitation. I kid. Please, I kid.
Hey. What about the Space Wolves? Aren't they just furries?
They're space corgis. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Space corgis.
They're space corgis.
Please tell me this is a successor chapter, even though I know Space Wolves don't have successor chapters.
No, they actually... No. They actually do have a successor chapter now, and I like them.
Oh
my God.
Say, is it the Ursa Bears or the Astro Bears or something?
No, they're the Wolf Spears chapter. I actually like them.
I was going to say if it was like cat furries. If they just had like cat ears on their helmets.
Skittish? No, I am going to do that. One, because I want to. And two, you're having a baby, but you do want to support me, and I respect that. So don't stress about it. Just send me your contact details if you can, and I'll bring you into the server.
When boss decides to be merciful.
I will be merciful. Yes, a lot of people will say, like, oh, well, that's not fair. I respond with, you're pregnant, you got a lot of other priorities, but you want to still support me. What is about 40k in furries? Like, how many flash kits animations are there on this?
There's 3. There is 3 now. Because there's dirty Xenos!
Fun fact, the Imperium actually does have cat girls.
They do?
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes. They're not as attractive as you might think they are. They're not like anime girl attractive.
Yeah.
They're like, imagine actual humans with cat ears instead of like regular ears, and like cat eyes instead of regular eyes.
Yeah, but isn't that just called a mutation?
It is. It's why they're still allowed in the Imperium.
Isn't that?
Plus, they're actually really good at night fighting.
It's just like we have like the little rat people and the Ogren. They're mutants, even though death to the mutants, even though we need them.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought mutants were no bueno in the Imperium.
No, so there's a difference between mutant and abhuman.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are mutants, but they reclassify them as abhumans so they can still live because they have their uses.
Because they're useful, and also they don't deviate too far. There's a difference between having like a Orgrin and a Ratling and a cat girl in your group.
Boss,
what's up?
Boss,
what's up?
Boss. There's somebody in our lobby that's usually not in here.
Emerald! Oh my God! Hi!
I had to bring attention to it.
Friend!
I had to bring attention to it.
I missed you! Oh my God! Hi, friend.
Hi, friend. Hi, off, new friend.
Everybody, I don't know how to whisper. You... Hold on. They're on Twitch, right? Hold on. I got you.
Yeah, they are
I
on
got
Twitch.
you, homie. I got you, homie.
I'm sorry to bring attention all of you, Emerald, but you don't ever come into these things, so you're never usually active. So
I'm just a very rare sight, right?
yeah, you're like trying to find a ruby in a pile of diamonds.
Okay,
Why
so...
do you? This one's giving me caboose vibes.
I am
He is
the caboose.
He is caboose.
Hello, my name is Michael Caboose. My best friend is Charlie, and I like working with Agent Washington.
Listen here, Michael J. Caboose. I absolutely fucking love you.
So, everybody, this is my friend Emerald.
Hi,
She
I
has
feel
been...
Like I just got bear hugged.
She
By
is,
Ross.
she's been a very reliable friend for me through the beginning of COVID. We were introduced in a different server, which, by the way, so when I started out, like, just kind of going all over the place, like, trying to make a name for myself, I started on Twitter. And, one of the things, one of the artists that I followed, she posted a link to her server and said, you got 30 minutes to jump in, and then anything after that, you're fucked. And I'm like, I ain't for a goddamn penny. So I do. And I go into the server, and I start posting my figures in there. Because, like, they have an art server, and I'm like, you know what? If I could, like, post my art in here and get myself started. And then all of a sudden, I get a message from another guy from another server. He's actually in this server. His name is Raga. Anyway, so Raga says, hey, buddy. You have some really good art. And I go, why, thank you. He's like, do you mind if, like, Actually, he never even said, do you mind? He just kind of kidnapped me into a different server.
He just put the blindfold on you, grabbed you, pulled you in. Also, mind you, I'm going to be doing a lot of caboose because I'm going to try and murder Fall Mike.
Oh, no.
Because he's dying of laughter.
There we go.
Please don't. Fargo, please don't. I'm begging you. Please don't.
Do it.
I'm coming for you, Fall Mike. I'm going to get you so.
I got
I'm
him,
going to get you. Yeah. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. We're going to get you the tickle gun.
So, anyway, I was then introduced to Emerald, and from there, we hit it off.
I just got a random friend invite from a friend request from Emerald.
I wonder why.
Oh, it has nothing to do with the fact I do the caboose voice at all. I feel like I'm just a slut for people are just using me as a slut for caboose.
Just like how I'm a slut for all your guys' ranting entertainment.
Oh god. All I can think of is the phrase, the caboose voice stays on during sex.
No. The Wiggler head stays on during sex.
No. The Halo helmet stays on during sex. Okay, fine. The helmet's gonna stay on during sex. Then you have to talk like caboose the entire time. Oh yes, baby. Oh yeah, we're gonna get there. Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel something there.
I understand. I just had a coughing fit. And I'm like,
Prepare for dragons.
Ooh, dragons! Pretty dragons.
All right.
Where are the dragons?
Alrighty. Give me one moment, because...
By the way, I was just putting freaking pizza rolls in the oven. I looked at the bag. I was looking at the bag for the instructions on how long to leave them in there for, and it said full bag, not recommended. And I said, "Don't tell me how to live my life."
Don't you tell me how to live my life!
You can't tell me how to live my life. I'm gonna put the whole bag in the oven and then put it on 400 and watch it burn.
400. Oh, no.
Oh my.
Oh god, I'm so dumb.
Robo, you're right. I was told I would never team kill, except if Fall Might. Fall Might is
You're
worthy
gonna
team kill.
you were going to team kill me. I'm not lying. I can barely breathe.
Small bag of pizza rolls. That's how much we enjoy pizza rolls.
Always Tucker.
Eric Tucker did it. Oh no, wait, excuse me. Clockwork did it.
I thought church.
That's right.
did it.
Where's Clockwork?
Well, Church does do it, but I like to. We decided that we blame shit on Clockwork.
Yes.
And Sam. Alright, Speedy, you should be getting a friend request right about now.
my whole body hurts from laughter.
Okay, so
Do you need some hot
hey.
I have.
Oh,
never
I see.
accidentally-
You're that kind of person, skittish. You have
No,
you have a League of Legends profile picture. I see how it is.
I never said this.
I thought the sodium in the air got a little bit more palpable.
Ooh.
No, don't worry. That was just Sheila having a backfire.
Oh,
Welcome,
Very much
welcome
good guess.
in, welcome into the server, Skitty.
welcome, Skitty.
So anyway,
Welcome,
my
Skitty.
favorite.
This is
But
Santa.
you guys want to know what my favorite scene is in all of Red versus Blue history? I'm gonna take a break. From
When
You
Caboose
said the
throws
worst
the.
time Trent's
no, it
gonna
actually
die.
doesn't involve Caboose at all. It involves the
I know.
Reds in Washington. And it is the scene where they're going to war on Chorus, and they're going to the Skyhook essentially, and
Yes.
it's just here. I'm gonna find the transcript for that. Wash.
Now you listen here, Washington. I don't care if you're a fancy agent. Here's
to
my
the
shotgun.
Reds.
That's all I need. I can't do Sarge.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. RVB.
I see here Emerald giggling in the background.
Say,
Oh
Hey,
god.
did you see what Robot Master asked you in the chat?
Which one? About teen killing?
No, would Caboose accidentally call his partner Sheila?
Yes.
Reds
Oh, Sheila! Oops, wrong person.
trans-
Were you fucking the tank? No. You stuck your dick in the tank exhaust. No.
They explained the third degree
Caboose.
burns around your crotch.
I put my dick in a toaster by accident. I thought it was toast.
I just
Damn it,
put
it's
a
not
stick on
season
my
4.
keyboard.
What episode was it? RVB season 13.
It was out of 13 or 14 because that's
Yeah, it
when
was
had
13.
Locust. Yeah.
What's yours is ours. Tourist trap. No fighting in the war room. Along came a spider. Locust control. Test your might. Was it tourist trap? I think it was tourist trap.
I can't remember.
No, it wasn't tourist trap. No fighting in the war room. Along
Yes,
came a
I win.
spider.
I caused Fall My
Locus
Goose
of
spit tank.
control.
Yes, victory.
Test your
Victory.
might. I think it was
My
test your
keyboard is
might.
so wet right now.
What?
My keyboard is so wet.
That's what she said.
Oh my.
7.
I think that works for
Trans.
you, actually.
I didn't know you were ERPing on Final Fantasy 14.
God damn it, where is
Hey,
it?
boss,
What's up?
how weeaboo can I go?
You can go as weeaboo as you fucking want.
Okay, thank you.
Capital assets.
Wait, what?
Go.
Hey,
They won't.
Yeah? Yes?
I will break your Nico kneecaps.
Damn it, no, it's not there.
You always such a little thing. I don't think you can be that. I never thought something so small and cute could be so murderous.
Damn it, where is it?
Murder time.
No. Get away! Charge! It's good life! Sheila! Tucker!
Along came a spider? Is that it? Washington, Caboose,
Oh, of
Epsilon,
course
Caboose,
this game's
Felix, Hargrove.
So- Emerald, I know we've talked a few times off, like in the Discord a few times, but I didn't know you didn't know I was the one doing the confused voice.
I did not know. No.
Okay,
You didn't
Makes
know?
sense. She didn't
Oh,
know.
I was not aware of this.
Okay,
Welcome to the knowledge.
who did not send her
That's
those
good, Mike.
meeting notes?
Nobody.
It was
said
definitely not me.
Oh, found it! I finally found it! Okay,
You found it?
Boss found it. Boss found
okay.
it.
Now look, the fact of the matter is, the ability to fly north, and only north, is just gonna lead to more problems than it solves. Thank you! Whatever, this road trip sucks. Nonsense! Road trips are an inherent part of the Red Team experience. Enjoy the exotic sights and sounds of this beautiful, albeit war-torn land. It's a gas station that we've been to before! Seriously, there's like 3 places to go on the whole planet! Alright, almost time to hit the road again. Any word of the away team? They found some sort of giant alien temple shooting pure energy into the sky. Well, I tell you, blue team problems. You know, I think it's really admirable that you all chose to stay and fight for the people of Chorus. Huh? Thanks, Wash. When I first met you all, I honestly never thought you'd amount to anything. but you've really proven me wrong. Cool. Thanks, dude. Sure, you may not be the most conventional group of soldiers, but no matter the challenge, you always manage to find a way to come out on top, and that's something really special. What's going on with you? Me? Nothing. No, you're acting really weird. I just want to let you all know how much I appreciate you. Awkward pause.
He all thinks we're gonna die.
That's it. You
Yeah,
think we're gonna fucking die? No, I don't. No, you do. You definitely do. You're getting all sentimental and shit. No, guys, come on. You'll be fine. I've got total faith in you. You're some of the best soldiers I ever knew. What the fuck is with that past tense bullshit? Look, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. I'm sure you stick together, you'll be okay. What unit are you in? Volunteer for the front lines. Oh, you what, Sarge? Well, look at the bright side. Another awkward pause. You know if you say that, you're supposed to follow up with the bright side, right? I know.
I love Griff.
That is my
That's
favorite
good.
interaction in the entire series. Just between those four fucking idiots.
It's all unwashed there, though.
Oh, it's all unwashed because he
No.
sucks at it.
That's why it's so good.
My favorite interaction is probably, I think it's season. I think it's like the first or second season where Griff gives Sarge mouth to mouth for a bullet wound to the head.
You didn't give mouth to mouth to a bullet wound. Hey, but it worked.
There's also my favorite villain
My
conversation.
favorite-
I'm sorry guys. I love doing this stuff. I love talking about this stuff. So my next favorite scene is when it's Locus and Felix talking to Hargrove, and it's just,
Oh,
I can't stand this prick. He's our employer. Still a prick. Felix. Whatever, let's just get this over with. Control, this is Chorus transmitting on secured feed. Over. Locus, Felix! I was beginning to wonder if you were purposefully neglecting my transmissions. What? Neglect you? Chairman, please. Never in a million years. We're just kind of in the middle of something. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Felix. I know exactly how frustrating it is to be interrupted. Just this morning I met with a client who was very interested in our new suppressor submachine gun. Until the bloody thing blew up in his hands! Gosh, we're so sorry to hear that, sir, but it kind of sounds like you should take it up with your science team. Oh, I did! In fact, I spoke with a member stationed with you on Chorus. They seem to believe that the colonists and their heroes are responsible for the incidents. Last I checked, you are responsible for them. We're taking care of the situation. Are you? When I hired you, I was promised perfection. I was told that you were the best. Everything we had on your backgrounds in previous missions told me you were the right choice. But here we are. Sir, is it the lack of resources? Are the ships I've redirected to your front door not helpful? What about the armor enhancements? Stopping bullets in their tracks, vanishing into thin air. Are these gifts not good enough for you? It's complicated. No, it isn't. It is remarkably simple. Everything I've built, everything I've worked towards, rests upon a strong foundation. An intricate web of partners, politicians, and clients, each supporting one another. And right now, your thread is straining to support the rest. I think I know what the problem is. I think it's your motivation. Clearly, your monetary compensation isn't enough. So, I'd like to try something different. Phyllis? Yes, Chairman. Do you have any idea what this is? The armor a freelancer agent made. The meta. Not anymore. This is the future of modern warfare. Active camouflage, enhanced strength, light shields. Dr. Church paid each of his freelancers with specialized equipment, but with our modifications, this suit contains all of them. I thought that wasn't possible. Not initially. The armor enhancements had to be removed and studied in secret, so we could create the modified versions you both carry now. The variations reduced power consumption significantly, solving a large portion of the puzzle. But it's still not ready. No, not yet. Individually, our new equipment can be activated without AI assistance, but tests have shown that running multiple enhancements proves to be far more taxing on the mind than we had anticipated. So what? You want us to capture the Epsilon AI? Recovering freelancer equipment is always a priority, Felix. but the Epsilon unit is far too old to run this suit properly. I'm doing my best to secure an AI through legitimate means, but even with my political influence, the acts of the late Dr. Church have made AI acquisition an extremely difficult process. But it's only a matter of time. Which brings me back to my point. If you two can successfully complete your mission before the suit is ready, Coron Industries is willing to lend you the completed model for your own use, as a form of field testing. Oh, become a one-man walking weapon. I like the sound of that. However, if you fail to eliminate the remaining stragglers on Chorus, then we will find another candidate to test the suit. And their first task will be finishing what you started, as well as tying up any loose ends. Do I make myself clear? Crystal. Good. What'd I tell you? Fucking prick. Hey, let's go find out what that map leads us to. Right.
And then they find another AI and name him Sam.
Santa!
I find another AI!
Everything is
Santa. Santa's gonna give us gifts!
And yeah, sorry, I was reading RVB quotes, because I like... Those are my two favorite scenes in all of RVB. Because, one, Hargrove is fucking terrifying when you want him to be. And
You know who I also love?
Who?
You know, as another character?
Who?
A medical god of evil!
Oh,
There
God.
you go, Mega.
Don't worry, we've opened a new clinic of evil!
What
No, I
Mega
mean, like,
does
what's
this?
in your... So, what's your gender? Under evil. No, I mean, like, what's in your pants?
Doom.
Doom!
Doom!
Doom.
I'm gonna sing the Doom song now.
Doom!
Okay, so I've tried to rewatch Invader Zim, and, like, I've been struggling with it because, like, back when I was a high-energy kid, that shit was, that shit was fire. But now, like, as an adult, I'm like, holy fuck, why is this annoying me?
Well, you don't even really have to watch it in order from like first to last episode either. You can, everything's just really canonical
Yeah, and,
and awesome.
there's just so much with Invader Zim. I watched Into the Florpus. That shit made me laugh. That shit was funny, mostly because it was just the Dib and Gas show the entire episode, and that made me happy. And then there was just like the scenes interspersed with Zim and Gurr. And the best scene in the entire show is like, Gurr, revenge your robot brothers and Maria. Yes, my master. Pulls out a fucking donkey and a wooden sword, charges into battle, trips and falls, and then flies off into space.
No. The moose!
The room with a moose.
The moose! Tim, I'm sending you to a room with a moose!
Okay, so a lot of people are asking like, what's
moose.
wrong with a room with a moose? And I'm like, there's a lot of things wrong with a room with a moose.
You're in a room with a moose. A moose can kill you.
A moose will step on your
Moose don't-
fucking organs,
Moose
dude.
don't mess with people.
And then he makes mini moose. Mini moose.
Those are called deer.
No, in the show in Invader Zim, he literally makes this little flying thing called mini moose.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Skittish Kitty said it right. Said it best. I don't have. Invader Zim is like so high energy that I just don't have the energy to keep up with it.
I do, and I
Why
fucking
is there
love it.
bacon in the soap?
Why is the bacon so?
I made it myself.
I made it myself. Hey, you want some waffles? I put wood chips in them.
Oh my.
I am
We
no,
have
there's
come to
a
this
lot of Nickelodeon cartoons that I watched as a kid.
Can we just agree? And this is Boss, and I'm just gonna say it so everybody knows it. I
Okay.
think me and Boss have agreed on this. That if Farva was ever drawn in the evil corporation, he's just a Suryan. Like
Yep. He's
Just with a
Surrey.
fedora. just with a fedora. That's
I
why
just-
we stick. Just stick me in the corner.
I just kind of imagine myself with like a lot of people are like, so like, what does Boss look like? And I'm like, he looks like me, but give him like a really small cape because like
I was gonna say
He
this-
couldn't
this
like
is
go
tiny, but-
extravagant with the cape. So
No.
like
No, it's dangerous.
Okay, no, hold on a second. You guys know Radigan?
Radigan.
Yes.
Yes.
You know
Yeah,
how
exactly.
Radigan has those old Victorian suits with the capes? That's what I see Bob's wearing in the office. And he gets home, he just pops off and I goes, oh, freedom from it all!
Yes.
Ah! Ah! You have no idea what kind of hell I go through, David. What the hell happened this time? I have to wear like this stupid, elaborate, like villain outfit every time I fight fucking Power Man and all these different heroes. And it's such a drag. Can't I just wear a shirt and jeans and call it a day? Do you want to lose
Sorry,
ranks in
boss.
the
The villain.
Do you want to lose
villain-
ranks in the
villain
hero?
requires you to wear the fancy costume.
Yeah. He's just like, it's so stupid!
See, that's why I just went for the big cloak and hood. So I
You
can
just
literally
see-
just leave it at the door.
By the way, you guys are going to be excited for what I have planned with Dave Minion.
Yeah, anyways,
Oh
you just,
no.
you just see Farmer pop his head in Dave's window of his apartment. I punched Power Man in the dick again! Woo!
Also,
Excuse
If
me,
you're all
let me do
wondering-
that right. Let me do
but-
that correctly.
so people were wondering why the hell, like, I bother with fan fictions. And part of it was because I was a little bit jealous of Lighthouse Raiders, because, like, fuck. And anyway,
Who's the boss I made?
as
Dave's
well,
first mission.
my partner loves fan fictions, and if I could just get her some fan fictions,
If I could write, I would.
I know.
So
already got-
I have put a thing that I've had a few people come to me asking about fan fictions. I just have asked, please don't use me because we don't know that somebody's going to use me way too often.
Listen, I've already been
have-
the expression
I've-
of several people's fantasies that have been expressed to me, so,
Oh lord.
You're gonna love my fan fiction.
oh, God.
I was actually gonna say, boss, have you seen Dave's first mission?
I have not read it.
On AO3.
Okay. I can't get into AO3 because I don't have a profile.
Yeah. Let me try to. Let me try.
I'm lame.
I think that was the only one that I set to
Yeah.
being available for non-profile, but I might have to double check that.
Boss, can I make an addition to a line for to Dave?
What's up?
Hey, Dave, boss, Dave. I made a bit of oopsie. I think I went.
What did you do?
Got angry. I got angry. I hit Power Man in the dick,
That's nothing to.
Oh no,
and then I blamed it on Blue Orchid.
not again.
I mean, she did hit him in the dick during the Civil War, so like that worked. I just imagine like Power Man's fucking balls of power are stuck like lodged up in his throat at this point. The
won't
amount
say
of
yes.
people that just keep making dick punching jokes about it.
I can imagine just my little robot character running into Dave's office, like panicking, like, "That guy's trying to call me again."
So, a lot of people have been asking
Okay.
about, like, what are the powers of, the characters in Dave the Minion? And so, Rookie, I haven't come up with
Yep.
a name for him yet. I just keep calling him Rookie.
I like the. Give
He's
him-
basically like the guy from Prototype, Alex Mercer, if he was a good guy, kind
shape
of a thing.
thing.
Um,
Shapeshift.
yeah. Blue Orchid, actually, so I did not give Blue Orchid the best introduction, and that was on purpose.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So her entire thing is that she's actually a really nice person. She just is a little bit anal about a lot of stuff. And so like when she went after EVIL, that was a power move on her part. Like, I'm the new lead of the organization of heroes, and I will not stand for you, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So she did that to let them know they're on thin ice. And then Dave annoyed the fuck out of her because you don't steal my journal. Because Dave is remarkably not a violent person.
Yeah.
He chooses violence in the opposite direction. He'll just annoy you to get what he wants.
Malicious compliance.
Malicious compliance. That is
That's
exactly what he is. He is
I
the
want to say that is for all the minions that work under Dave, that I'm surprised he is still sane. But I bet you he's got like this quiet place in his apartment where he goes, "Why the fuck do I keep doing this to myself?"
Here's the thing. He already is insane. That's the joke. He's just
Yeah.
he's just stopped giving a shit.
Exactly.
On that note, speaking of sanity, I have to go because it is date night with the girlfriend.
Okay, Farva, you go spend time with
Have
your
a
love.
good
Have fun,
one.
Farva.
Be safe, have fun.
We
I'm
play
gonna
video
I'm gonna talk
games.
about more about Dave Cannon for people.
Okay, you
Oh,
do that.
that'll be fun.
Bye.
Okay, so
Games later.
What?
Video games later.
Yes, video games later. I think y'all yell that now because she's discovered the Boost voice.
Yes.
and she's getting more comfortable with being in this server. So like
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye all.
Bye.
Finally
Bye.
recovered. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, so Blue Orchid. So like when it comes to her, she is remarkably nice. Like she is the embodiment of like progressive and everything that you want in a person.
Mm-hmm.
She just has OCD and she gets very anal about a lot of stuff. And she does have a temper, but like she tries to temper it because she also is a psychic. And yeah, that's right, she's a
Yeah.
psychic. So what about
That's very
someone
good.
like Power Man? What was the idea about Power Man?
If Lex Luthor was in Superman's body,
No. Power Man is not that. Power Man is if you gave a a well-meaning conservative kind of person. I know, they're rare. Anyway, so a well-meaning conservative, the powers of Superman, minus the heat vision and minus the frost breath. Essentially, he became a capitalist shill. And so he would find himself doing jobs for corporations, and whenever he did do hero work, he was doing it for the publicity, not for the act of it being a good thing. And that's what pissed Boss off. Is that,
Yep.
like... So, Boss is basically just the Lex Luthor of his world, but instead of being, like, this genius, capitalist who wants, like, survival of the fittest, he is straight up like, no, I do evil because that is what I've been forced to do. Because I want to help people, but every time I try, I either get my thunder stolen by a Power Man, or I'm made the bad guy because I dare question him. So he became a bad guy out of circumstance. But yeah, like then I put Power Man in his place. So that he's no longer the hero that like everybody likes anymore. He has his fans, but like they're the fans that are just like, yeah, like if we had that power, you know what we do. And then he looks at them like, no, because that's wrong. And he still tries, like he still has like all of his merchandise and everything, so he just kind of lives quietly in his apartment, kind of in shame. Then it comes to Dave and Boss, and then I got the question of, what are their powers? They don't have any. They're just really smart.
Yep.
Like, the entire joke is that these two cause so much problems by just kind of being themselves. With, like,
okay.
Boss drunkenly coming up with a new idea. Like, I want a ray that takes people's pants off. Why? Because I thought about it, and I thought how funny it would be to sell that on the market. And then Dave builds it, because Dave's an engineer.
Yep.
And so...
Is he a multidiscipline engineer?
Huh? Yeah, he's a multidisciplinary engineer. And
Oh, dear.
that's even funnier,
How is
because...
he not? God.
How is
they
he not
fucked
what?
up. Say, how was Dave not employed if he's a multidiscipline engineer?
He is employed. He works for EVIL directly.
Yes, he does now.
So he... what's Thunderman's power? I'll get to you in a second. So the joke was, like, the entire joke was, is that, like, because I have friends that are, like, college graduates that have, like, these low menial task jobs, even though they really should be doing, like, work for, like, the government, or, like, all these different companies, but they don't get hired because these old fucks continue to fuck them over. And so, like, Dave was the representation of that. Of, like, Gen Z and millennial anger. And, like, just the lack of not giving a fuck. And so, boss recognized that. And he's like, do you want a job here, buddy? Like, you clearly know what you're doing. And he's just like, how much it pay? That is literally the first episode. What is Thunderman's powers? Thunderman's powers is basically Superman but Nigel Thornberry. And gay. And that's not a negative, by the way. That is entirely a positive because he's supposed to be the opposite of Power Man. In every way, shape, or form. And I did rattle off a few people's names, like Elektra, who's like this BDSM hero. And oh my god, I want to do more with her, but I'm not a girl, and I struggle with doing feminine voices so fucking badly. So anytime I mention Elektra from here on in, it's just gonna be Boss getting depressed over it.
Oh, you mean Sparker?
Yeah, Sparker. My bad, Sparker.
I was gonna say because I'm now keeping an active Google document of everything from the videos.
Oh, awesome. But yeah, like Sparker, when I thought of her, I need to say something about my Twitter. My Twitter is remarkably horny. Because I follow my friends. I follow my friend artists. And they follow some very horny artists. And so...
Everybody has a horny artist.
My Twitter... And by the way, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm so sorry. If you start seeing images of all these different characters and they're just getting fucking plowed, I am sorry. But yeah, like, one of the characters I saw was from one of the artists that I actually like from that group, and that gave me the idea, like, how are you supposed to, like, get information out of these people? Like, does a villain even find it fun if, like, the person is enjoys it? Yeah. That was the joke when I made that video, is that Boss just kind of comes back into the office, like, completely drained because he spent all day trying to torture this chick, and she just goes, "Harder, Daddy," and he goes, "Ah!" His entire response is, "That was not the response I was looking for!" And I wanted to give her, like,
such... that Has Been Hotel episode now.
Yeah, I wanted to give her such a playful personality. Like, she's not even evil. Like, she's not mean. She's not vindictive. She's just super outgoing and go-getter. But she also just likes BDSM. So, like, she also does it for the thrill. And, like, there's a community of them because you can't tell me there wouldn't be.
Oh, there definitely will be.
And so, like, I'm sitting here just... My brain has concocted a whole DC universe of this shit. And it hurts me physically.
Oh.
And, like, and then there was Atomic...
Maybe that could be, like, its own spin-off.
And then there was Atomic Soldier. The most recent character I created. That, and I quote, I said, "Do I look like I want to..." I don't remember what I fucking said. Hold on. I need to find that video.
Do I look like I want to the Punisher's inbred cousin?
Yes! Oh my god! So, like, Atomic Soldier in the world is, like, supposed to be, like, this high-ranking hero. Because just, like, he's super fucking dangerous. And he's literally radiation incarnate. So he doesn't go near population centers. But he'll go in if he really needs to deal with something. And so when he shows up, it's that moment of, get fucking ready. Because when I go in, the person I'm going after is not coming out. Isn't BDSM a real thing? It is a real thing. But in this world, like, I'm stupidly amazed at how much Marvel and DC have not taken advantage of it. That pisses me off. Hate to veer off topic there, but I'm going to go crazy if I don't ask. There is a white book on its side behind you. It looks like the book that I have. White book on side. This one? This one right here? Is that what you're talking about? This one? This is Caiaphas Cain the Omnibus, Defender of the Imperium. It is 3 books in one. Caiaphas Cain is one of the best 40k books I've ever read. Oh god. Anyway, back on topic, and then I'll talk about Caiaphas Cain in a bit. So another book I own. Okay, I saw the character on the spine, and I have a few books that I do that. I had to know. It's fine. And when I come up with heroes, when I come up with characters for my Dave the Minion, or in this case, I'm also slowly building up Dr. Gideon. When it comes to those kinds of characters, I think about why would they exist? And so, like, what reasons do they have to exist? Why are they there? And everything is all based around if I would find the idea entertaining or interesting. And so that's how I make characters for Dave the Minion. Is that, like, I'm interested in it, or I want to do it, or, like, it's entertaining because I think it'd be funny. Like, Gabo, the Goblin. I love the idea of Gabo the Goblin. I love the idea of Gabo the Goblin. I came up with that character for D&D, and I know I'm never going to get to fucking play him, because I wanted him to be a goblin bombardier. So, like, he's an artificer that makes bombs.
I mean, we technically have artillerist in D&D, but Pathfinder probably has it better.
Oh, yeah, Pathfinder has alchemist, which they have bombs. So basically, when I came up with the idea for Gabo, was that he's just a regular goblin, and in goblin lore, if you write something down in a book, they believe the book has stolen the words, so they have to eat the paper to get those words back. But Gabo was not your average Gabo. Gabo actually started reading, well, looking at the pages. He couldn't read, he's a goblin, but he slowly started getting smarter. And so, he started practicing making bombs. And then he successfully made one. And it blew up in his face and ruined his house. But instead of being mad about it, Gabo was very happy. Gabo was excited. He said this was the greatest thing that's ever happened to him. He looked at the pictures. Yeah, he looked by the step-by-step instructions. And so, Gabo kept doing this. And so the village chief told him, go away. Why? Because you are a literal menace to this village. In Gabo speak, by the way. So it went something like this. Go away, you make too much boom boom. And too much fire. So, Gabo goes to a village. And so, hey guys, how do most people treat goblins? That isn't party.
Kill.
To
Kill 'em.
be fair, in my current campaign, they're practically in charge of half of the cities.
Oh, well, fuck me then. Usually in D&D, and also, I spilled water on myself. Hot damn. Anyway. So, in this, they're kind of welcome, but, like, people are still very hesitant or very racist about it. So, like, he shows up, he can't find work anywhere, so he's just like, fine, if Gabo can't find work or get anywhere in here, I'll open up my own shop. Where to start? Sees a tin can, trash can, and goes, that'll do! And literally just goes dumpster diving.
I respect our trash goblin lord.
I.e., the best way to describe Gabo is that he's really smart and really dumb.
I love a high intelligence, low wisdom character.
In the campaign that my friend was planning, there were airships, and he's the kind of Gabo that would know how to fix the airship. And he doesn't know how to explain it, but he knows how to do it. So, like, people would ask him, how did you do that? And he responded with, oh, well, all you gotta do is take the whizzy thing here, and then you gotta take the spark coil here, and then you gotta go, and then you're done. And then everybody just stares at him like he's a goddamn idiot. Or like they just stare at him like one ear out the other. And then there's the points where he is stupid. I.e., he's socially stupid. He jumps up on the counter in the bar and says, I'm Gobble the Goblin! And everybody's just sharpening their fucking sticks. Because there's a goblin in the bar. So yeah, that's usually how I create characters, so that, like, they're interesting to me. Now on to the Caiaphas Cain book that I showed you guys earlier. Caiaphas Cain. Caiaphas motherfucking Cain. Hero of the Imperium and self-proclaimed coward. Caiaphas Cain is the smartest person in 40k, unironically. Because his entire goal in all the books is to get from point A to point B without dying. And he will do everything he can to make sure that happens. And then he gets derailed. And then he ends up doing things that are so horrifically heroic that he keeps getting promoted. And he has no choice but to put on a face, because if he says anything other to the contrary, he will get murdered. And so he has to keep putting on this brave, stoic face of heroism and imperial brilliance. And that, yes, I totally planned for that rock slide to slide down onto the Orc advance, totally crushing their entire forces, including killing the war boss, in one perfect strategic move, when in reality he just fucking missed with a bolt pistol because he's a bad shot. And I want people to know, he's actually a really good guy. He's not a total fraud. And,
Not as much as he pretends to be.
yeah, not as much as he pretends to be. In the books, they're all written from the perspective of his lover, who is an Inquisitor, by the way. This fucker slept with an Inquisitor, who is the best character. Who is the best character, and she is amazing. I love Inquisitor Amberly Vale. To describe her personality,
So,
there's a point in the books where, because she's going through his memoirs, and he talks about how she's dodging a bullet, like she's dodging getting shot at, and she has this personal thing called a displacer field. And how a displacer field works is that it identifies a threat, and if it identifies that that threat's going to hurt you in any significant way that will lead to death, it teleports you out of the way. So she was about to get headshot, and she gets teleported, but she's in a mansion, so she teleports from one room and then rolls into a china cabinet. I mean, in the span of 3 seconds. And she interrupts the memoirs, because she intersperses things in the book. She interrupts the memoirs saying, that was a stupid place to put a china cabinet anyway. She is so great, and she is sassy as fuck. Does she know? Oh, she knows full well.
oh,
She knows. Oh, she is fully aware of who Caiaphas Cain is as a person. Remember, she slept with the man on multiple occasions. Regularly. And this has led to the greatest line in all of 40k. You know, it is usually unwise to say no to a woman. It is very much unwise to say no to an Inquisitor who is a woman who says, darling, could you do this for me?
Yep.
It is very unwise to say it. So why is Caiaphas Cain a good person if he's cowardly? He's cowardly in the way that, like, all humans are cowardly. Like, guys, when push comes to shove, if I see a Tyrannid Carnifex coming my way, I'm running. I don't care. I am running away. I'm not staying and shooting that thing. Las guns don't work. I'm running away. And Caiaphas would agree with me, and he would call me smart for doing that. But Caiaphas Cain is also the person to say, if you are stuck between a hard place and a Carnifex, and all you are armed with is a leg chair, you're charging the Carnifex. Because you will do what you need to do to survive. He's also a man that recognizes talent. And in the Imperium, a lot of the time in the lore, when people get promoted, they're not promoted because they're really good commanders. They're promoted because of familial ties. And as Caiaphas puts, that's a good way to get millions killed without a fight. And as well, Caiaphas is a commissar. He's a Lord Commissar. So, if you guys don't know what a commissar does in the Imperium, they're the executioners, kind of a thing. They keep morale high. I.e., you're more scared of me than you are of the enemy in front of you. Commissars don't have long careers, if you catch my drift. As Caiaphas Cain puts it, lots of commissars are stupid. And lots of commissars get killed. Not because of enemies shooting at them. No. They just go missing. And then the guardsmen go, oh, I don't know. Even though he knows damn well where those guardsmen put that body. And so Caiaphas makes it a point. Only shoot who you have to shoot. Don't shoot anyone else for no good reason. Oh, Emerald left. Oh, I'm sad now. I miss her. Anyway. So, Caiaphas, in the very first book, The Emperor Protects, he is assigned to a new regiment, which is a mixed-sex regiment. I.e., highborn noblemen, all men, and Amazon warrior women. And both of them don't get along.
That's gonna go well.
Literally, the first second he meets with the officers of the regiment, they treat him with respect because he's already a well-known commissar lord, and like he's grumbling to himself in his head, like, yeah. Get me the fuck out of here, please. I don't want to talk to these people. I just want to get to my room. And he's like, you know what? I'll stop by the mess hall for a snack. See what the troops are like. He opens the door. Someone's already fallen over dead. And he's smiling the whole time as he's watching this chaos. And it all started because a guy insulted a girl and she kicked him in the nuts.
Yep.
I.e., standard shit. So, this whole fight starts, and the security men aboard the ship are like trying to get a handle on everything. And Kane's just like, you know, I'll come back another time, and turns around on his heel until someone calls out to him. One of the security guards recognized who he was, yelled out to him and said, please help me, oh God. So everybody stops when they hear Lord Commissar. They all turn their heads to him, and here's Kane, half heel turned, and he just turns back around with like the most stoic face when in reality on the inside he's like and he looks to the nearest guardsman and says, you, get a mop and clean this up. And everyone just stares at him like, what? What did he say? You heard me. Get a mop and clean this up. And it's so out of the blue, everybody just kind of accepts it and goes along. And Kane ends up being a really good guy for that, because he stopped the fight because he asked for something so out of the blue. And here's another thing. So, like, politically, the guy started the fight because he was being a jackass. And then what about the people that, like, jumped in and started the whole thing? And the commander of the women's regiment and the commander of the guys' regiment are like bickering at each other. They're bitching at one another as Caiaphas is like, Jurgen, is that tea ready yet, buddy? And Jurgen just goes, oh, yes, Lord Commissar, here you are. And he goes, okay, let's put it this way. The commander of the ship is asking for your goddamn heads. I have tempered him, and here's what we're going to do. And neither of you are going to bitch at me about it. Because if I don't do it, he's going to do it. And he's going to kill half of you. And that's not good for anyone. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to mix up the squads. No more just men and women segregated. Nope, they are a mixed group now. I will train them personally. As for the people that started the riot, they will be put on penal legion status. And that is it. That is the conversation. If you don't like it, that's your problem. And both of them have to agree because, like, no, that's a really good idea. It gets the commander of the ship off their ass. And basically gets everybody out of shit aside from the people that started shit. And that's a really good point in the book. It really shows that Caiaphas knows how to talk to people. Because I summed up that whole conversation. Yeah, Caiaphas saves more people with logic than valor. Because valor's only going to get you so far. Think with your head, not with your pistol, is what he says. He is a very good character in that way. And he's never wanting to get into a fight if he can avoid it. Because when the shooting starts, Caiaphas Cain is heading for the deck. But yeah, then why is he such a good, then why do people not call him a coward? Because he will put up a fight if he has to. He doesn't want to fight, but that doesn't mean he's not going to. It's kind of that thing where, like, in Star Wars, Padme will preach about peace, but she will get her hands dirty when the chips are down.
Oh yeah, no, she shot a number of people.
She will shoot you without a second thought. So what ends up happening is that in the books, even in the first book, Caiaphas signs on for, like, the hardest job. Mostly because he wants to impress Amberly, but also because he knows he's the only one that can lead this team. And so he chooses to go on a suicide mission because he has to. Because he's the only reason that team succeeded. And, by the way, if you want to know how Amberly actually fell for him, like, actually fell in love with him, it was in the tunnels when they were dealing with gene stealer cults. And if you don't know what a gene stealer is, basically just imagine Alien, but they brainwash you, implant their DNA inside of you, make you want to fuck like rabbits, and then you go into a human population center, and you find the most desirable mate, and you start mating. And you start making more of them. And these aliens are scary. They're actually terrifying. So anyway, they're in this cave. They're in this cave system together, and they're trying to find a way out. And they're so stressed the fuck out that Cain just can't help but laugh when she starts giving him orders. And, like, he falls on his ass laughing in this cave. And she's like, why are you fucking laughing? We're in, like, dire straits here. We can get killed at any time. Why are you laughing? And he stops like, he manages to, like, speak through the laughter, and he's like, it's just so funny. We're the only two people down here that know that the gene stealer cults exist. Everyone else is probably dead. And this entire war was started because these gene stealer cults killed everybody, killed the leadership on both sides. So, like, it's kind of a funny situation when you really think about it. And his laughter gets to Amberly, and she goes from rage to laughing with him. And they just both kind of resign themselves to, like, whatever happens, happens. And that's when she knew, oh yeah, I like this guy. Because they both knew, like, hey, if we fail, we all fail. If we succeed, we all succeed. And we stop a war between the Tau and the Imperium. Awesome. It was a really good point in that book. And then there was the point with Jurgen.
Jurgen.
Caiaphas Kane's aide. And to describe this guy, he's weird. He's like that really smelly kid in the classroom kind of a thing. And he's really ugly, too. But he's really nice. He's, like, extremely nice.
Jurgen.
And Caiaphas keeps him around because he's reliable, he's nice, and the two have survived together on so many campaigns that Caiaphas pretty much sees him as a brother. But there's a reason for why Jurgen is the way he is. He's a psychic blank. And if you don't know what that is, Jurgen doesn't have a soul. And he actively deletes the warp that is around him without even knowing it. And so, at the end of the first book, Amberly is talking to Kane about him, and she's like, you don't know what Jurgen is, do you? And he's like, no, Jurgen's a really good guy. If a bit smelly. Why, what's wrong? And she tells him flat out, he's a blank, Kane. And Kane goes pale at that revelation. Because, like, a lot of people, when they're told, like, your friend is a blank or that person's a blank, they go, that kind of thing. Kane wasn't, like, that way because Jurgen was a blank. He was that way because, oh god, Jurgen's a blank. He's in more danger than I'll ever be in. Because blanks in the Imperium are very useful resources. Sorry, you're not a person. You're a resource to be used. And so Amberly says, well then, what are you going to do about it? And he responds with, I'm going to do nothing. Jurgen is my friend. Jurgen is my aide. What are you going to do about it? I.e., putting the question on her, and she says, you two work well together as a team, so I think it'd be best if he stays with you. Awesome. Just perfect. Kane does not care for who you are or where you come from. If you are a good person and you are useful, he keeps you around because he recognizes your talent and he recognizes who you are. And as well, he is one of the very few characters to actually critique the Imperium and not believe the Emperor is a god. He's kind of that character that is like, everyone's an idiot. I too am an idiot. I'm just less of an idiot. And he just kind of keeps it to himself. If you really want a good 40k book to get into, Caiaphas Kane books are amazing to read. And yes, he does deal with Space Marines sometimes, and his interactions with them are fucking perfect. Because there's one book where he's working with a Space Marine chapter and they're trying to stop a Space Hulk. And the Space Marine fleet opens up on this Space Hulk, basically doing a saturation bombardment. And Kane's like, oh, awesome. Like, this is the end of the Space Hulk. We're fine. We'll be fine. And then they stop firing. And then they get closer. Kane then looks to the captain in charge and says, why are we getting closer? Should we not be blowing it up? And the Space Marine captain just looks to him in his psychotic grin and says, we're not blowing it up. We're boarding it. And Kane goes, oh, fantastic. On the inside, he's going,
That's insane. That's so insane.
And if you really want to know how brave this motherfucker is, he stared down a keeper of secrets and resisted all temptation. And by the way, if you're wondering what a keeper of secrets is, they're a greater demon. So they're like the Balrog from Lord of the Rings, but for the god of Slanesh. And these things...
Isn't that the one that turned into Amberly?
one
Like
of them
upstream
try.
is Amberly?
That's one of the demonettes. That one tries to turn to Amberly in front of him, and he goes, "Nope!" Bang.
Capital offense.
And then the greater demon promises him everything. Like everything with a side of fucking crab. And he goes, "No. There is nothing you could offer me that I don't already have." Because Caiaphas doesn't care. He doesn't want fame. He doesn't want glory. He just wants to be left alone. He wants to retire. He wants to go live on a resort world where he could kick back with a margarita and say, "Yep, I've done my tenure. I'm not talking about it ever fucking again." He wants to be old and die. But he can't because the barrier won't let him go. Because every time he goes on a new deployment, he does something amazing. And then he's like, "God damn it." And then they say, "Here's a promotion and here's a medal. Awesome. Can I retire?" "No, we're deploying you to this even worse war zone." And he goes, "Great. I'm so honored." And then he wants to die. But yeah. Caiaphas Cain is a good character. When you're too good at your job and they want you to do more than you should. Yeah, Caiaphas Cain is the embodiment of the employee that, like, accidentally does more than they should have, and then they just keep getting more piled on them, even though they're not paid enough for this shit. That is the best way to describe Caiaphas.
So he's the ultimate intern.
He's the ultimate intern, and it fucking sucks for him. But yeah, there are a lot of good 40k books. Caiaphas Cain is one of them. The more interesting books are books about the humans of the 40k universe. Surprisingly, there are some good Space Marine books, but that's mostly because, like, Space Marines sometimes are written to be human. So yeah. But yeah, I'm going to call an end to the stream here. I'm tired, and I want to go snuggle my love. Plus, I got to go deal with my cold sore. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for coming. If you want to support me... What if Dave met Caiaphas? Dave and Caiaphas would go to the bar and start drinking themselves to death. Anyway.
They absolutely would.
So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support me, my Patreon and my store and my Teespring store are linked in the descriptions down below on my Twitch. If you support me on Patreon, you get access to my Discord server. You get access to, if you go to the highest tier of Minion, which is Minion of the Month, you can challenge me to games, you can request videos on TikTok, all that good shit. I'm currently working on a Horus Heresy timeline video, and depending on how you fuckers react to that, it's either going to continue with the serious tone of timeline videos, or I'm going to take the piss out of them because I like doing timelines, and I like I like just not answering questions about 40k timelines because I hate it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. You all are wonderful. I love you all so much. I couldn't have done any of this without you. We are so close to succeeding that I can practically taste it. If you guys don't know my goals for this year, I want to reach at least 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year. I want to double my follower count on TikTok by the end of the year, and I want to at least get 1,000 follows on Twitch by the end of the year. I already plugged the merch. I said my Teespring store. But yeah, in my Teespring store, there's shirts, hoodies, mugs, all that good shit, and it has EVIL, which stands for Every Villain is Loved. And it's got a nice design too.
Good.
But yeah, I will also be commissioning some new stuff. I'll also be getting some new thumbnails as soon as I can. So like, I'll have streams like ready for like B versus Farva, which I already know the picture of. It's going to be his tech priest character chasing after my little mole and throwing a toaster at him. For Paint Night streams, I'm going to have like a little picture of like my Monty mole like drinking a cup of cocoa while like the camera's on, that kind of thing. So on and so forth. But yeah, I love you all so much. Thank you all so much. And I literally could have not done this without you guys. You guys are wonderful, and I'm glad that you guys believe in me so much. So, goodbye, everybody. Good night. Stay safe. Remember, boys, fools don't wrap their tools. See you on